Welcome, one and all. I am Mac, your community manager, and this is Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is an AI-powered map-making utility available on Steam. It allows you to build maps in a snap, and alternatively, you can roll your sleeves up and build the maps of your dreams. Hey, Seisu, how you doing? Welcome back, and welcome one and all that is here. Sorry for the little intro for those of you that are aware of what Dungeon Alchemist is, but I like to make sure those that are new here, who may not know what they're looking at, get an idea right away. Starseeker, welcome back. Little desert map I generated. That's funny. That's crazy. Will, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, random ladybird. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, you don't need to ever apologize for not being able to make it to any of my streams. It goes for any of you. You know, you're under no obligation to be here each week. And I know you guys have your lives, your family, your work, your friends, your own game tables that are, you know, your own obligations. So please feel no, stress or worry if you can't make it, and especially under those conditions. Honestly, like, that is crazy. I feel so bad for your father, and then the cat thing, and now you have COVID. Geez, goodness. Please get better. Stay isolated, and do your best to, take it easy and rest. Bedlam, welcome to the stream. Hello, how are you? And thank you for the follow a few minutes ago. I just noticed that. Appreciate you. It's just funny how that worked out, Will. You know what I mean? So I just, I gotta laugh at it too a little bit. The Cave of Creation, life. I wish I had, right? Honestly, my life just kind of revolves around D&D a little bit. Because my job, and then I spend a lot of time off prepping for D&D and thinking about D&D. Oh, that's right, Will. Yeah, she's already got the 3, so hopefully she's on the way to good news, right? Oh my, right? So speaking of holidays, in the United States, we just celebrated a pretty big one. It was Thanksgiving, so happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. I'm actually like the only staff member for Dungeon Alchemist who's based in the US, so I was a little detached the last few days. I was actually traveling, and I did post still here and there, but I basically was busy with family and stuff, so I haven't been around as much. Um, in the United States, Thanksgiving is a pretty big deal. And although it's kind of like a weird holiday and what it symbolizes and what it represents and whatnot, but more for me, it's my family just being together and, celebrating that we've made it another year after some hard times and, moving forward. We actually kind of are like over turkey. The big thing in American Thanksgiving is to have a big turkey, right? And have your whole family over, but we don't have our family visit because my wife is incredibly immunocompromised and we don't go out that much. So basically, we just kind of do our own dinner, and a big turkey just takes us forever to eat. So we did a rack of ribs this year, which was really good. It was awesome. Good afternoon to you, Smash Bear. How are you? Oh man, we still have rib leftovers and mashed potatoes and rice and let's see, corn and green beans and pie and ice cream. So we just did ribs, really. That was the big thing. No turkey for us this year. Honestly, ribs is good, and they're like, turkey is good, but here's the thing: it's like, it's gonna knock you out first off, and then you get sick of turkey really quick. You can pound a rack or two of ribs in a couple of days, and then move on with your life. Does that make sense? Ah, that makes sense, Cave of Creation. See, here in the US, it's like a staple both at the, just leading up to the end of this month. So just a couple of days ago was Thanksgiving. And then next month, a lot of people also do turkey on Christmas Day in the US, but also a lot of people do ham. So, hey, smart. Make sure you can never go wrong with ribs, right, Spam? Your wife is American, so you get it to a degree. You understand you have to measure things in eagle feathers and bullets. Sorry if that joke didn't land well. Burgers. How many burgers can you fit in a liter? That's kind of an American thing. We like to joke about how our measurements are so awkward by making them more awkward. Sorry if that joke didn't land with everyone. Anyway. No, I didn't say blankets. Banana for scale turkey. So, how's everyone doing? What you been up to this last week? We don't, Wolfgold. We don't. I'm just dorking around with you. No, it's just, you know, like, we have a lot of weird things, both in, like, our units of measurement. We use, like, archaic old things like inches and feet instead of, you know, millimeters and centimeters, and we use miles. We use Fahrenheit. So we're just weird over here. A fathom of turkey. Yes. I don't think I could go wrong there. Packing to get ready to move in January. Where are you moving, Will? Wolfgold, welcome back, by the way. I'm glad you could make it to this stream. It was a fun conversation we had on Reddit this last week. Oh, yeah, you told me that. That's right, we talked about it. Sorry about that, man. That is really cool, Will. I forgot. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a space cadet just because so much going on this time of year. So, that's cool, though. Welcome to my neck of the woods. It's interesting here. And there's, like, lots to do, but at the same time, it just gets boring to do it all. So, like, my friends are like, do you go gambling or go down to strip? I'm like, no, I don't really go there unless you guys are visiting. And now I don't really ever go at all. So, yeah, that's a meter, right? Yep, 3.3 feet, or something like that. Meters, right? And then we have this thing called yards, which is just, like, almost a meter. Local discounts are at a lot of places. Yep, exactly, Will. So, exactly, yep. So it's just kind of funny that we have something that's really close to a meter, but it isn't a meter. What's another thing that we do weird here? So I guess we're one of the only countries that call pineapples. I guess everyone else calls them ananas or ananas or something like that, like banana without the B. They're called pineapples in the United States. Why do we call them that? Because it quite literally looks like a cross between a pine cone and an apple. Aluminum is what we call it in the US, but everywhere else calls it aluminium. There's not many countries that call them pineapples, I'm just saying, or many languages, but there are a few. Yeah, ananas is what they call them in quite a few other countries. Man, we have some weird ways of doing things here, but it is what it is, I guess. So, I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad that a few of you are back. You know, welcome back, and we got some new faces here. Welcome, one and all. I am Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the official channel for Dungeon Alchemist on Twitch. I do a stream here every week on Saturday. Same damn time, same damn channel. We call them damn streams, and we say damn a lot on here. It's not swearing, it's the extension file name of our maps. So when you save a map, it's saved as whatever the map name is, .dam. Kind of like a JPEG or a GIF, a GIF. Let's trigger both crowds simultaneously. I'm one of those guys that says both, and so I'll just change them out in conversation just to trigger people. Today I learned. But anyway, so we do these streams called Damn Streams every week. And we also host a challenge through these Damn Streams called the Damn Challenge. It's a bi-weekly challenge. So the Damn Challenge, as you can see above me, is Ambush. You have one more week now till next Friday. That's December 2nd, to submit a map of any shape or size to the Damn Challenge channel in our Discord. I actually created a Damn Challenge channel this last week, and that'll be the official space for all things Damn Challenge related. So you just post your maps in there. Make sure you read the rules that are pinned at the top of the channel, because there are some new rules for the challenge if you've entered before. Thank you. Honestly, I always try to theme my stuff, around holidays, and we did Feast, leading up to Thanksgiving, but now there's like, what's a holiday? Next one's Christmas. It's quite a ways away still. We're about, still 3-4 weeks away. So, we had a good chance to do a challenge in between that kind of was just whatever. And I thought Ambush would be a good one. So go wild with that. Have fun with it. I also do these challenges so we can fill up a repository of maps in our Steam Workshop. Speaking of which, that's a new rule. The maps have to be uploaded to Steam Workshop going forward as part of their submission, and the link is part of your submission, so we know that it's on Steam Workshop. I'm going to create basically a huge list of all these maps that are the Damn Challenge winners. A collection on Steam Workshop. So for those of you that aren't aware what I'm talking about, you can actually make maps in Dungeon Alchemist and then submit them to our Steam Workshop and share them with the community. Or you can download one of the 1,300 plus maps available right there now for free. By the way, Geronimo, one of our biggest contributors, I think he has like 50 plus maps, or something like that. Ridiculous amount of maps. Thank you so much, Geronimo, for all your hard work. Pat yourself on the back. Also, everyone else that has contributed, please pat yourself on the back. I would like to say for a moment with regards to Steam Workshop, last stream we were kind of talking about the possibility of trying to get 2,500 maps on Steam Workshop by December 25th. That sounds pretty easy when you say it out loud, but realistically, I did the math this morning, and to do that is, 29 days away. Hey, Highland, how are you doing? Welcome back. We would have to do basically 40 maps a day to hit it by Christmas Day. And that is a community. I mean, for one person, that's a lot, right? Any one person, that's crazy. But as a community, 40 maps a day, if we're pulling from our repositories of old maps that we may not have submitted yet, and we're making casual new maps every other day or so, I mean, we have how many people in chat right now? Let's see. I'm looking. We have 23 viewers. No, not each. 40 maps per day as a community. As a community. So we have 23 people here, for instance. That's, almost 2 maps per day each. But obviously we would reach out to Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Discord, and ask all those people there to contribute their old maps and new maps, etc. And if we banded together as a community, I realistically think we could very easily do this. This is like one map every other day per person if we get a good 80 to 100 people on this project. Yeah, that's great. I actually have a few theme ideas in mind if anyone's interested. You did, Starseeker. I actually saw it. It's impressive. I was looking at it and I was going to share it today on stream. But I'm asking everyone, please don't shortcut it. Please submit maps that you've put time into, even if they're just a quick generated map that you did for an encounter, but you put your flavor into. Please upload the maps, make sure they're public, make sure you get a good screenshot in them so they're, they pop. And let's make sure we're constantly sharing those maps in Discord so we're aware. But I check the totals every day. Thank you very much to everyone that has been contributing, first off. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to pull this up really quick and see how many we're at right now. We're at 1,314 maps, okay? So that means we need 1,286 maps in the next 29 days. I mean, when you say it out loud, that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of maps. That's 40-ish maps a day. But I know we probably are sitting on a mountain of maps that haven't been uploaded yet, so a bank. In addition to that, you know, we've got 20, 30 creators right here. That's only maybe one map every other day per person if we get more creators on board from the rest of our community. I think we could do it. Do you guys and gals think we could do it? I know the big thing is people are taxed for time because of the holidays. There's a lot going on. I don't know. It's a big ask. But I think it's possible that the community as a whole could do it. I just don't really want to push everyone past their limits or burn everyone out on making maps. Geronimo's doing half of it. We need Zach and Geronimo to volunteer to do 1/3 of them. I understand, Highland, and honestly, it happens to us. You know, my output's been slowed lately too because I've been focusing on, you know, traveling and family things and doing stuff for the holidays and whatnot and shopping, and there's all this stuff going on. So I haven't been building as many maps. But I actually have been sitting down and writing my campaign. I sat down twice this week for at least an hour and put pen to paper, well, not pen to paper, I'm actually taking the notes and converting them into the final copy. So it's taking my rough draft and putting it into a final draft. So I get it. Life finds a way of getting in the way, slowing us down. You know, Cave of Creation, one thing you can do is when you're submitting your map to Steam Workshop, make sure you click on the image and make it a good image right at the beginning so you can save yourself some time when you're publishing it. So it's always like a good one at the beginning so you don't have to go in later and change them out. You know what I mean? That's one way to help save time. But yeah, a lot of people, and I myself wasn't aware how the screenshot system worked initially, and I had to learn to go in. I had to go in and fix a few of them. Oh, the picture frames. Gotcha. How? Which ones have you been putting some fun ones in for your party to look at, like pictures of them or theme stuff with your campaign? Here, I'm going to open up a Steam Workshop map. This is the one Starseeker's talking about. This thing is nuts. It's nuts. Take a look at it. I actually dropped you an award earlier on it, if I'm not mistaken. Probably take a minute to download because it's a big boy. I'm going to set this to maybe medium. See what the frame rate's like. You know what'd be really cool is if you could set a folder to it and it shifted through them. So you could like have one with eyes that like move, that blink and do stuff, so it could mess with your players a little bit. Or you could have one that changes images to different things. You know, I have no idea the story behind this. Let me read it really quick. Open it up. My PC. I can take a look at everything about it. So, Stone Castle, multi-level. The fortress of a powerful mage is towering above the water, intimidating everyone who looks at it. The pyres and iron maidens of it, with his enemies inside, are at the frontal wall display. If he captures any of his enemies, the tormented screams can be heard from the several miles of distance. The mage is not evil by nature and can be reasoned with, but he will get what he wants at all costs, so tread carefully, adventurer. Some say that even though he is not worshipping evil deities, he is performing blood sacrifices of his enemies to them. In return, he gets access to very powerful rituals and magic that makes his fortress nearly impenetrable. The fortress is protected by the powerful magic. So, I am just kind of reading what Starseeker put in his description, by the way. This is a great description. You know, I encourage you all to go ham on your descriptions, give hooks for them to kind of whatever, you know, or give, you know, just basic info to allow the DM to hatch it to their narrative. But anyway, let's continue. The fortress is protected by the powerful magic. Given that the rift ritual is performed at the highest tower, the monoliths can be raised or lowered depending if the castle is approached by the fleet of allies or enemies. The barrier protecting the tower can also be extended to protect the entire castle or weaponized to deal severe damage to enemy ships. The castle has a garrison of 200 perfectly trained soldiers. Both walls and castles are patrolled all the time. 100 soldiers is watching the castle while the other 100 is resting. That way the garrison is perfectly rested, which leaves little room for mistakes. In addition, the mage is a very skilled alchemist who is brewing the potions for his troops whenever needed, so diseases are rare and dealt with quickly. Under dire circumstances, the mage can perform a ritual to awake all the ornamental stone creatures to life so they can protect the castle at his command. The braziers on the walls contain dragon fire, can easily be used to wreak havoc among the enemy troops on the invading ships. The fortress is not self-sufficient. It cannot produce the food on its own, however, given that this fortress is granted to the mage by royal edict to protect these waters from pirates, and that the mage is doing a very good job eliminating pirate fleets, the food supply is stable. Though some say it is not even needed, as the rumor has it there is a secret portal in this fortress, though, through which all goods can be transported by the mage servants. Dang, this guy has it made. The trade routes that mage is protecting is one of the safest there is in the kingdom. The mage welcomes merchants trading magical items and artifacts. Some say that he is repurposing them to imbue his fortress with even more powerful defenses. Others, that all his troops use them in combat. Nobody knows who is right. Maybe both. The mage likes to keep it that way. The rest of the story is for you to write, Game Master. Have fun. And then there's a little shout out. Hey, shout out to Virgil Tanner, who inspired me to do the barricade around this walls. I probably wouldn't think about it myself, and now the castle cannot be rammed by the ship. You have made an awesome castle, by the way. Thanks, man. I'm assuming he's referring to Virgil Tanner's Star Fort, which is probably one of our most incredibly impressively large maps and impressively detailed maps. So, wow. Starseeker, thank you so much for sharing this map. It's incredibly impressive. Chat, what do y'all think of it? Looks like we got wow. Holy Hannah, this is a brute of a map. Wow, blown away. Stunning. Man, you took stacking to the next level, though. Look at you in here. Stack and stuff. Can I ask how long you think it took to make this? Look at all these cannons. Ooh. A week? So, did you sleep at all? I'm just kidding. Wow, that looks like the portal there. I'm going to lower this to low so we don't get so many drop frames. Seriously, stunning map. Thank you so much for sharing it on the workshop. And honestly, this is impressive. It seems like you put a lot of time and effort and patience into this map. There's a lot of little details. And this really just goes to show how much you can do with Dungeon Alchemist if you put your mind to it. So, I mean, just look at these rows of cannons. This is great. He said above that he worked about a week on it. I'm guessing 20 to 30 hours. This is great. I love the symmetry. Very beautiful. And all these statues can come to life, dang. This guy's got it made. He is quite defended. The thing is, though, everyone asks, what the mage is doing, but not how the mage is doing. I'm looking at it. It's impressive. Is it like Lego? If I pulled off the top, can I see inside? Great, man. Look at all your cannonballs. Oh, man. I don't really want to break it, but I'm assuming I could grab certain sections and lift it. Is it like this? Yep. Or is there other versions of the map available somewhere? Right? This would make my computer cry. How you doing, Dirty Rollers? Welcome back. Wizzo Antons, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you and welcome to our community. Goes good. How goes you? And thank you for posting your Halloween map and for sharing your Midsummer map. That's really cool. This is crazy. I don't need... Oh, man. I'm just going to walk around with a token. That's probably the best way to get inside. So let's click on this guy. Get around at eye level and go peek around inside. Yep, this is the best way. Look at this guy. This is great. Wow. This is a great little lab you got here and library. Don't hurt me. I'm just a dad. I make dad jokes. I have a license to make jokes like that, actually. Oh, dude, it's cool. It's cool. There's always other contests. Have you entered Ambush yet? Yes, it's impressive. There's like 4 levels, he's saying. So I'm looking around inside, checking it out, because holy cow. Isn't nice? Seisu, so multi-level is possible if you're willing to drive yourself insane. Let's go check out these other... Oh, I got stuck there. I mean, sure. You could export it in segments. Just take off tops and export that image and then that image and just have different layers, right? You could also just do walkthroughs of this level, like as a handout or something. But yeah, it is definitely kind of a little sticky in spots because the first person mode gets stuck on different... Yeah. But you like to give me crap still. Keep going up. Okay, how do I get in this level? There's no door. Hello? Died somewhere and I just missed it? Or is that just the top? Anyway, it's still cool as all. This is amazing. Somehow I need to get paid. You just get paid in Cartographer tiers when you're like trolling. You can go down. And the fact that my stream is like holding up in first person on this is impressive at the moment. So is everyone enjoying this map? Because it is crazy. Crazy. Oh my goodness. junk just keeps going and going. This thing is Energizer, yo. Wow. Starseeker, seriously. I honestly, this is such a great map to showcase first person too, because it's just like, oh my gosh, here's a lavatory. Here's some baths. We just keep going. There's more and more stuff. Like, oh my gosh. No, it's not the best first person because there's a lavatory. It's the best first person because there's so much to showcase and it's just never ending in first person. Sorry, the timing of that lavatory was not advantageous. I'm assuming this is where the soldiers bunk. Speaking of Labyrinth, do you know our very own Vim, his username on Reddit is Sir Didymus, which is actually like a Labyrinth character. I really think it'd be cool if we made like a community Labyrinth, a huge mega Labyrinth. I don't know how that would work. Maybe we just do like the hot potato thing, pass it around. Wow, that's cool. I just think it's funny that his name is Sir Didymus. Sir Didymus is like, honestly, like a lot of people don't even like know who Sir Didymus is when you mention the name, but I honestly, he's like my favorite character in the Labyrinth. He is so funny. He's a little fox that rides a dog. Wow, I found a new area, little forge. Let's keep looking around. What else we got over here? Stuff, things. Oh, I'm stuck in the wall. There we go. Can't go down there. Create a grid with each person doing a different grid square with pre-decided entrances and exits from each square. What do you mean, Cave of Creation? Sorry, elaborate on that. I'm curious about this. Elaborate. Check out all these cannons, yo. Look at my firepower. Let's run down here. Honestly, Random Ladybird, that is awesome that you got your dad into Dungeon Alchemist. That's really cool. I would love to see the maps you guys make. Make sure you share them on the Steam Workshop or on, you know, on the Discord or both. Ah, that would be great, Cave of Creation. Sorry. As a streamer, I have what they call streamer brain. Uh-oh. What happened? Stream just crash? Oh my gosh, what is going on? Am I still live with you guys? Okay, my browser just crashed. That is so weird. I can't even open it. I'm just going to open it up. Hey, Wizzo. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to just open up the stream on a different browser. That is so weird. That is so, like, honestly, this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. It just kind of, my Chrome crashed and won't reopen for any reason whatsoever. Kind of like memory leaked. Oops, wrong playlist. Did this dude remove the playlist I was listening to while it was going and then just like my computer crashed as a result? Pretty funny. Okay, well. Well, you only get better with practice, Wizzo. That's one way to help. So the more you use it, the better you get. And I mean, honestly, I show creations like these so, you know, you can kind of look at them for both inspiration and learn from them. Like, I honestly learn so much from our community because I'll download their maps and reverse engineer them. It's great. I honestly, like, I used to think I was a great cartographer, and now I'm like, there's so many people who are just like, have completely overshadowed me as like top tier cartographers in our community. But like, don't let that like intimidate you in any way. You don't need to be the best map maker to make maps that are your party's gonna love or that you're gonna enjoy. You know, and Dungeon Alchemist really takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, especially with our AI map creation. So it's designed to make it easier. You know what I mean? Whether you end up with something like this eventually is really just up to whether or not you want to commit enough time to learning and understanding Dungeon Alchemist to that degree. I think almost anyone has it in them to be a creator of this potential and level. Zaysu, you need to go through and put all your maps up on Steam Workshop. I bet you're sitting on a mountain of them. Okay, let's go look at a new one. Starseeker, I'm sorry, but we need to move on to another map. Your map's just impressive, but it's time. Let's roll down a little bit. Take a look at this beach. You definitely have a lot, I bet. I was just teasing anyway, Starseeker. You know how it goes. But honestly, yeah, I am encouraging all of you. Please upload your maps to our Steam Workshop. If you're sitting on a mountain of old ones, open them up and, you know, upload them. Because we're going to try as a community, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Let's try and reach 2,500 maps on Steam Workshop by December 25th. Oh no, Izzo! No! That's awful. So this beach, check out this beach. You know what this reminds me of is something from, so I used to play Lotro, like a lot, right? And Lotro is the acronym for Lord of the Rings Online, for those of you that aren't in the know. And they used to have like kind of maps, like areas on their maps like this with stuff littered all over it. And they would have events where you could like loot the crates and you'd find like pirate themed loot. It was pretty fun. Make sure you save often and make sure you're uploading your creation somewhere, you know, to the cloud or even to Steam Workshop as you're making it. The big thing about if you're uploading a map to Workshop as you're working on it, you're going to run into an issue if you work on it offline. And what I mean by that is if you work on it and try to upload the new variation, when you're doing Steam Workshop, you actually need to open your published map if you're making an update. So let's say I want to update this map here. I would open it from Steam Workshop. Then I'd make the improvements, changes, whatever changes I make. Let's say I wanted to, I don't know. Let's say I didn't like some of the color on some of these caravans and I wanted to change them now that we have the color brush, right? Can go through and kind of add some spectacle color to them and make them more interesting. And let's just say that's the only improvement I make. Then you go to the Steam Workshop tab and you hit Update Published Map, and then it will upload all of your updates to Steam Workshop. So that way you don't need to upload multiple variations of the same map, etc. But that is the work order, basically. But yeah, it's a good idea to have backups all the time. Let's see here. Let's go back to Browse Steam Workshop. I like searching by most recent. Whoa, dang, Highland, that's cool. Oh, it looks like Smash Bear is going ham uploading a bunch right now. Thank you, Smash Bear. Appreciate it. I know you were here a bit ago, so I appreciate it. Island as well, uploading a few. Appreciate you guys so much. Honestly, like, our hive mind and us sharing stuff like this is what really helps us grow as a community. No, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. The more maps we get in as a community, the better. Older maps, newer maps, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, like brand new. It could be months old from an older update even. I'm sure we're sitting on quite a few. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and we'll check these out. Here, actually, you know what? I know Dirk. This is Swedish Cook on Discord, but Dirk here on Dirky or whatever here on Twitch, and this is his submission for Ambush in the Damn Challenge. I know that because it's in the Damn Challenge channel. It's great looking submission, and it's a great looking map. You have a little switchback road going up a hill, and as you can see, there is a log in the middle of the road, and it appears like a place for an ambush with, you know, crossbows and maybe boulders to push over and barricades to hide behind and some rope, etc. So this is a great point for some bandits, nefarious types to ambush. Honestly, that's what I love about it too, is it tells a very big story without a lot of work, you know? It's great. Beautiful work on this. Thank you very much, Dirky. Are you still here? I wish I knew what you were talking about. I don't play the fork knife. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. That way you can find the streams in the future and, you know, learn from them. These streams are an AMA format. They're designed for you to ask questions as we go. Ask me anything. As the community manager, I'll do my best to teach and educate and cover topics that, you know, we may want to know as a community but don't know the answer to. Maybe information about our pending release, or you know, what I can share or teach you how to do something in your build, etc. Honestly, Dirky, it looks like you spent a lot of time going through really shaving the terrain, but this is beautiful. Great work. Love the little pool over here too. They're looking for it right now is December. Smash Bear. So Smash Bear asks, is the ETA date for the next release in December or January? December is the ETA at the moment. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. There was no delay so much as the amount of content that may be released is being shifted back. So initially we planned to release 2 full stretch goals in our update in December, and that was Winter Wonderlands, which is the winter biome, winter objects, you know, winter AI buildings. And then the other one was The Floor is Lava. And our devs combined them into one mega update. The Floor is Lava is like caves, lava, fire, etc. Now, with that in mind, there was a plan to release both of these in a mega update, and they have scaled back that update with a big announcement they had a few weeks ago, in that Winter Wonderlands will be coming out in its entirety, all the AI, all the biomes, all the you know, the objects and improvements. But The Floor is Lava will only be coming out in a portion. The AI aspects will not be available because the devs are still working out the kinks for that. But the objects, assets, etc., quality of life improvements brought with it will be available in the update. So you can build caves and improve caves by hand, but you will still have to wait for the AI cave generation, which is something that Carl, our lead developer, is working diligently on. He said most likely the update after this, post this one. A boulder like Indiana Jones that just kind of like rolls down. I would definitely recommend mentioning that to the devs. They love little things like that, but that sounds like something that would be in Tricks and Traps. Tricks and Traps is one of our stretch goals, which will be thematically, as you can see, it's probably around like magic and tricks and traps. So, things that would be like, very interesting animated tricks, which I'm hoping will probably be released either simultaneously with animated exports or after animated exports, because it only makes sense then, right? So, anyway, this map, getting back to this, that's kind of the star here of the show, is a very cool map. It's very beautiful. Honestly, I love it, Dirky. Thank you so much for sharing it. And I appreciate your contributions to our community. This map could make for a very great, encounter for a new party or a traveling party. I love the tracks, by the way, that it shows like the wheels have gone through this area more and it's rutted it out. Man, I wish we had some carts turned on their side. That would look great right here, right? That would go perfect. I don't know. Maybe I can ask the devs to throw one in, but in the next update, that'd be cool. Honestly, I've been seeing some of the next update, and I don't know how much of it will be available, but it is some cool stuff, and very soon we'll be able to share some of it. I'm hoping maybe not next stream, but the week after, like 2 weeks from now, is the fingers crossed I'll be able to start sharing it in streams and showcasing more and more content, because I'll have access to a build that I can start, sharing content from. Fingers crossed. Until then, most of it is drip fed by Vim, our lead artist. So it's kind of like I'm seeing it as you're seeing it, very little behind the curtains. But there is some stuff they've shown us that's very interesting, including some neat effects and things that might work in lieu of stuff like Fog of War. Like I said, don't know if this will be out in the current update or not, but that's some stuff that I've seen that is kind of interesting that they're working on behind the scenes. We also just brought on a new 3D artist. And I'm very excited now that we've got another artist on the team. More artists means more content. Their name's Magdalena. I'm very excited to have a new artist on the team. Maybe we can get them, maybe after this next update, we could get them on for an interview or something. But yeah, more artists means more assets and more asset types, because different artists bring different asset, creativity to the table. Certain artists are going to have a different, different styles, and that will change how, the type of assets that are presented. It's interesting. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about her. I've only I've only chatted with her in passing in Discord, so I don't really know, or I don't even know if I should be gendering her or he. I don't know what just know their name is Magdalena in Discord. So I apologize there. I guess I should get to know them, huh? Anyway, let's move on to a new map here. Does anyone have any maps that they'd like to be shared, or do you have any maps of your own you want showcased that, maybe people overlooked and didn't see? Oh, dear. You can if you... Okay, so Highland. So what you do is you do the screenshot in Dungeon Alchemist when you upload it, but then if you go to the workshop on your computer, either in the Steam app or on a, through your web browser. And I'll send you the link privately to go directly to the workshop so you can just go check it out. But you can go to your maps and add extra images. So you could go through and take tons of screenshots and add them so people can look at a lot of them. A great example of this is, let's see. The Sanderson Sister Cottage actually has a ton. You can't see them in Dungeon Alchemist, but if you browse the workshop on PC or on your phone in the app, yes, you can. So Great Butt Hotel or Great Butte? I made a library map. Hi, Cthulhu Maps. What's your map called? Is it something library? Because I'll search it up. Let's see here. There it is. Let's take a look at it. But see, in the US, they spell that B-U-T-T-E. I think. It's pronounced Butte. It's so funny, some cultural differences. I love it. Because, like, remember a couple of weeks ago when you educated me that a ladybird, what it is, I thought it was a bird, but it's actually a bug. So in the US, we call them ladybugs. It's so funny, the cultural differences. We'll take a look at it. Chang and PowerPoint. Oh my god. That is a great community reference. I'm really excited for the Community movie. Oh my gosh, yes. A Journey to Disappointment. Honestly, like, and that's a deep cut, too, because most people didn't watch the 6th season. So, like, unless you are, like, a hardcore fan, you didn't watch it unless you started watching later or are a hardcore fan. So, it is good. That's a good one. 6 seasons in a movie, man. It's looking very much more real and real, like realer and realer every day. It looks like Donald Glover's on and a few other people. It's like they're just working out the kinks. I hope they bring back Frankie, and Hickey and a few other people. It'd be interesting. It also, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an arc with Pierce actually being alive this whole time and just hiding it from everyone, just to be a jerk. How do you add things like that? So this here is a so first off here, let me teach you a couple things about Dungeon Alchemist. Let's say you don't know the name of an object and you're looking in someone else's build. If you click on the object, if you click on this little plus, it gives you tooltips, which tells you the name of the object. So the name of this object is a notice board, as you see there. So this notice board has two little image icons. You can click on them and put a custom image in here if you wanted to. So if I wanted to, I could select an image here and put it in and it would replace it. But I don't want to change these because these are too perfect. Now, we have many different objects that you can change the image on. Paintings, for instance. So if you look at paintings, a good portion of them, I'd say 95% of them, you can change the images on. And one of the builds we're going to look at in a few minutes kind of does that. In addition, there's a few objects you can lay flat that can do it as well. So there's a parchment that can lay flat. It's this one right here. So you can lay that down and put like maps on it, which is a great way to, add like a neat little add-on map. So it adds some flavor to the build. Alternatively, there is a rug. It's this customizable carpet. You can put this down, and this has an adjustable image in it as well. So if you have, say, I think I did one the other day. Here, blood splatter. So people are like, hey, can we get blood splatter in Dungeon Alchemist? Here you go. Here's some blood splatter. Turn off collisions, put it wherever you want. You know what I mean? So you could get different patterns and do that. It has this little ring. I've been begging Vim to do a variation without the ring or the parchment without an edge. Who knows? Maybe he'll give us that option. So I don't think we'll ever add blood or gore into Dungeon Alchemist, but this gives you the option to add it in yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Honestly, like, I'm here for that. Like, I'm here to give tips and tricks, and thank you, Seisu, for dropping the upvote. Upvote is our roadmap and suggestion board. I highly encourage you to check it out. You could see, you can vote up suggestions and drop suggestions of your own. I encourage you, though, before you put one in, to make sure there isn't one already. The search function's a little broken on upvote, so just double check different variations of the naming and styles of naming to see if it exists. If it doesn't, make a new suggestion. Yeah, but you know what? It's it's a work in progress. Hopefully, maybe we'll get another variation of that soon, okay? Anyway, here. Let's try this one with the blood, see what it looks like. Now it just looks like a bloody rug. That kind of works. Anyway. Hey, see you later, Dirky. You have a good one. Thank you for being here. Cthulhu Maps, thank you for sharing this. Much appreciated. But the best part about this, so, okay, there's this guy in the show named Chang. And he is a little bit crazy throughout the show. He has many different, like, arcs that show him as kind of crazy and sadistic. And in the 6th season, he's part of their group, and they ask him to make, one of the leaders of the group asks him to make a PowerPoint to showcase some information for the school. And then he makes a PowerPoint to showcase, like, basically nothing. And he has an egg that he's like, he pulls from behind the PowerPoint, and then he breaks it, and it's on his laptop, and it's a real egg, and it just gets all over, and he's like, oh man, there's supposed to be $1. And she's like, did you put $1 in? He's like, no, did you? Oh my gosh. Bear down for midterms. You just need to bear down for midterms. And then their logo. That's funny, man. Forgive me if I don't say their school motto. Nice. So you did some deep Easter eggs for geeks. But it is based on Lovecraft's Miskatonic Library. Well, thank you so much for sharing it. It is a beautiful map. I like it a lot. You done good. Done good, Cthulhu. I really like these chairs, too. The teal looks good on them. Is there another level of it, I'm assuming, because the stairs? Gotcha. Well, that's good to know. So for anyone that is curious, there is in fact a second floor of this, and you can check it out on the Steam Workshop. First things first. Let's make sure, because I forgot to give you a thumbs up. And, oh, can I not rate it? Well, I gave you a thumbs up. Cool. Okay, who else asked for their maps to be synced? We need to, So Smash Bear, they do have the square parchment, which you could just make into a carpet or a square carpet. You know what I mean? So technically, you could use that. You just put a rug on it, you know, in the image. What's it called? Sanctuary? Sanctuary. Oops, I missed a C. Well, that insert function sucks. Okay. This one? Hey, Cthulhu, you have a good one. Let's check it out. Let's take a look, see at it. You know, it's so hard to gauge what maps will be a hit sometimes, too. You know what I mean? Especially on socials. Like, I go through and I like spend tons of time looking at maps to be like, okay, this one will be a good dam of the day. And then sometimes no one ever likes them. And sometimes they get like 100 likes. So it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to say. This is a beautiful map, though, Sack. So don't beat yourself over it if, you know, not many people noticed it. It was probably just combination of factors. Other maps, timing, you know, people just didn't notice it because so many different maps got uploaded. I wouldn't beat yourself up over it. Maybe even reshare it on our social, you know, on your socials and on, you know, Reddit. And I would just reshare the link even in Discord. Exactly. Sacrifice for forgiveness. Crime. Sell one talking. Crime. Possession of coin. Cast the first stone. Jeez. Oof. Sounds rough in here. I guess it is the Sanctuary of Sorrow. Sacrifice for forgiveness. That's not the loo on the other side. We got a hop, skip, and jump over there. So if they're already, you know, in the waning moments, it's going to be a hard time. They're going to have a hard time. Looks like people have died on the way over. Lady Bird, you're funny. Like a secret room going in here, right? This is neat. Let's drop a token in and take a closer look. Ah, I love the safe. Man, I wish these opened up and just had good... Oh, do they open up? Yes, they do. Let's put some goods in there. What do you think, Sack? Fill it up. I'm ashamed, actually. No, I'm just kidding. Small Town Wizard, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I am Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away and I'll do my best to answer them. And no pressure to say hello or chat or anything. Feel free to lurk. Just wanted to invite you to chat and say hello. Hey, Droop, thank you for the follow as well. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Hello, great to be here. It is great to be here. I love being part of this community. It's the best community in the world. You know, that's a good question, Wolf Gold. I can't speak to that in its entirety, but I will bring it up with the devs. I know it's been brought up a few times on our upvoting and in our Discord that people would like to see different religious symbols, especially because fantasy isn't necessarily Christianity, but we do have a lot of Christianity ones in there. I think, you know, they were just kind of using what they had available based on time frames and stuff when they were making it initially. But yeah, it would make sense to have more religious symbols from both around the world as well as religious symbols from within games, or at least things that could be considered as such. But when we start making stuff that's within certain game mode, certain games or books, then we start breaching into licensing that we need to get or copy infringements. So I think, more or less just doing the more open generic religions of the world might be a good, way to go. So there's more representation. I do think that we kind of lack representation there, and it's kind of frustrating. But we are still in early access, so there's plenty of room to grow. Okay, so hold on. Is there someone was asking if we could do a floating island? Small Town Wizard, is it possible to create a floating island? I would say it would be very, very difficult to do. And yes and no. So right now, there's no way to create like a cloud function or like a cloud feature. So what I would do to create a floating island, and I'll show you that in a minute, is to create a very high bit of raised terrain that's very like sheer drop off. And then I would just in post create like cloud effects around it in like editing software, using like Photoshop or GIMP or any number of editing software would be my methodology to do that, Small Town Wizard. However, in the future, I'm sure we will have like weather effects and cloud brushes and things like that, and that would fill that void significantly. Even a smoke brush would help. Is there a way to save a shelter we fill with objects? Do you mean like to copy and paste it, Droop? So you copy a building and paste it somewhere else? And I'll show you what I mean, kind of Small Town Wizard, in a minute. So, Seisu, I was not aware of that, actually, so that's good to know. But at the same time, only having the one major representation is kind of problematic, too. So maybe I'll bring that up with the devs. We either need more equal representation or just less of one religious symbol. Maybe no religious symbols at all, or things that could be construed as more just generic. You know what I mean? I don't know what that could be. Maybe we'll just have to make our own kind of deity symbols as like analogs. And the artists we have are very talented, so I see no reason why they couldn't. Unfortunately, Droop, there is no way to copy and paste a room from one map to another at this time. That has been heavily recommended on our upvote. I recommend you go and, comment on the existing one. Seisu, if you could link that, that'd be awesome. Or vote up the existing, copy and paste rooms, or, some people just want to be able to drag a field around a set amount of objects, copy those and move them, or, lock objects together and be able to move them as a whole. Currently, you can only really move objects as grouped if they're on top of another object. So like a bunch of objects on a table, you can move together. But that's it. So I will bring that up, Wolf Gold. I can't guarantee any type of turnaround, as they're intensely focused on our next update. So I would say, it may be a while, but I will try my best. That little secret room sack is really cool. We got a little distracted back there while we were talking about other things, but take another look around here. Sack's thing is he likes to put an impressive amount of details into and symmetry into his builds. He also hides a watermark of his username. Him and his partner with his builds they hide their username somewhere in the builds. Typically, they'll hide the name Sack and Sausage. I think I saw a sausage logo over here on this one. There's the sausage logo. That could be it. Honestly, no, that makes sense. I get it. So it would be nice if you could either create AI templates for your build so all the rooms following it follow the same, AI drafting. Additionally, it would be good if we could, copy and paste a room so you have, like, say, barracks, or, you like something from a previous build and you want to bring it over into another one. It'd be nice. One thing you can do is, if you have a build you like and you want to copy aspects of it into another one, say you like this, this right here, this river, but you wanted to do a different castle on the other side, you could go to File and hit Save As, and then save it as a different name, right? And what that does for you is, hold on one second. Here we go. So let's say you saved it and you're like, .2. Now you have a new version of the map that you can change and delete aspects of, but reuse others. That's really the only way, is to do like a save as of the map and then rebuild on it. That's a great workaround too, Cave of Creations, for new levels. Oh my gosh, Wolf Gold, that is so rough. I feel that. You know what? So the last 2 weeks, I had two things get in my way. First off, I was building a map on stream, like a beautiful village a couple weeks ago, and it was like a seaside village, and the stream crashed like the last minute of the stream, and I had, like a dummy, hadn't saved the map at all. So I lost all that work. And then the other day I was doing a build, and I spent a bunch of time on it, and I didn't save. Word of advice, save often. Save early, save often. Put a timer on your phone and save regularly. But let's say you love Sack's map and you want to reuse all these, like this little step here and the little jump across and this, but you wanted to do something different on this side. Maybe leave it more natural. You could just save as and just clear out this side here and naturalize it out. Make it a mountain on the other side if you wanted to. Whatever, it's really up to you. And that's how save as works. So that was the build I was working on. I put like 2.5 hours into it this week and lost all my efforts. So I have to kind of start from where I was last week. That would be great. An autosave would be cool. If it's not already on our upvote, recommend it. And I'll try and get it, I'll push it up to the devs as well. Autosave is smart. It would be cool if you could set it to a timer and how often, so it'll save every once in a while you're building. The big thing is keep in mind you want to, I've noticed if you haven't saved your entire build, let's say you did a build this intricate and then only saved now, it would definitely take a while to save. I've had my computer almost crash during saving to the point where it's like, do you want to close this program or keep it running? I'll just tell it to keep running, and it'll eventually save. Autosave. See, I knew there was one for it already. It most likely exists. Zach, my man, thank you for sharing this build on the Steam Workshop. And I am really sorry that, this one kind of just went unnoticed. It's a very beautiful, beautiful build. You and your partner do great work on your maps, and I appreciate all your time and effort into the builds you share with our community. One thing I've noticed too is if you go and like change your quality down to low while you're building, it helps improve the performance of your frame rate and also save times. And then later when you export, it'll always export in high quality. So essentially, and you can also change it later to double check the lighting and stuff, because when you're in low, the lighting is significantly different than it is in high. Does the zoo run a lot better on the new computer? Sack just got a new, a new PC. That's awesome. That is awesome. He was on like a 10-year-old machine before, and now he's like got something at least semi-modern now that can chew through DA. I'm happy for him. That's really cool. I can't wait to see. So It's too big to upload to the Steam Workshop, right? So I'm assuming you'll have to break it into segments, I'm assuming. Like save as corners or something. Like quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how you would go around to do that. We also could possibly increase the limiter on Steam Workshop. I'll ask Carl about that. In fact, here, let me grab my notebook. So today, sorry, I have different days in here. Today is the 26th. Stream gesture. We mentioned autosave. I'll just bring that up to their list so it's maybe on the top. Maybe they can squeeze it in. Copy paste. Also been brought up before, but yet again, we'll ask them if maybe it's time to squeeze it in. We'll open up the Helm's Deep build and we'll get going on it. So I had like all the wall done, and I had started working in the like kind of the Badlands in front to make it look all rough and rugged, with a few little battlements and things kind of blocking stuff and some rocks. And I had worked on the mountains a bunch, and then I was going to start working on the inner kind of keep and the multi-layered parts of the keep. But yeah, that's when my computer crashed. So the big dumb didn't save any. Hey, our Fargrim the Barbarian. I just completely butchered your name. If I did, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the community. Let's see here. What other rug frame? Rug frame. Rug and parchment ring. What else do we got? Have you ever had an issue where one of the objects broke on quality? What do you mean, Starseeker? Elaborate. Elaborate. Okay, let's go find us a new map. Go to most recent. Is this the one you were talking about, Highland? The old Orkney farm? Is this what you mentioned earlier? Roundadee? Yep, we're gonna check this one out. Let's open it. Roundadee. So yeah, I saw your post about that. I wonder if it's your graphics, like, or your lacking of RAM, possibly, and as a result of which some of the textures aren't loading in, or like the meshes aren't loading on an object. I've never seen an object break like that, other than maybe lacking in like graphic ability to load it. I saw that post, and I will ask the devs about it just to see more, but I don't have much more insight on that. Hey, see you later, Bedlam. You're welcome back anytime. Take a look at this. Love your little farm here. Great little attention to detail there. That's awesome. How long did this build take you? Look like an old collapsed cottage or something. Usually the hearth, the fire pit, is the last thing standing. Got a little road here. Well, it looks like the apiarist has been busy. But the groundskeeper has kind of let things fall apart. That's really weird, Starseeker. Huh. And you submitted a bug report about it, right? Within Dungeon Alchemist? Heather? What are you on about there, random ladybird? To be Heather in Bloom? Ah. Gotcha. It could be your graphics card dying. It does seem like artifacting. Like, artifacting shows up in many different ways. Sometimes it's flashes of color, or all of a sudden your graphics will flash and show like different sizes and then go back. Alternatively, some of the textures won't load. If you've ran a repair within Dungeon Alchemist, here, one second. So you can go into your library and right click on Dungeon Alchemist and let's see, you go to properties, I believe. And then, let's see here. Right here, if you go to local files, okay, you can go verify integrity of game files. If you haven't done this already, I highly encourage it. And this will go through and repair game files that might have become corrupted or something, you know, weird or wonky between updates. So just definitely do this. So again, you right click on Dungeon Alchemist, either this tile or the name, and then you go to properties. And then under properties, you go to local file and then verify integrity. Oh, really? Darn. Have you uninstalled and reinstalled by chance? Just throwing that out there. Notice my music stopped. The junk. Video pause. That is really strange. Oops. I'll close that. Close that. Got the photos? It's only to uninstall, to restart your computer, and then reinstall. So it's like turning it off and on again. It wouldn't be gone long. Great work on this island. Seriously, you put so much attention to detail. I wouldn't be surprised if this is almost a 1-for-1 on the floor plan. I wish I had more info for you. I feel bad there, Starseeker. Y'all see this game board? I shared this as the dam of the day the other day. This thing is crazy cool. So you can use this in your you know, BTT of choice as like a dice board for, you know, dice pub games. So, you know, in Foundry, you could just make this the background and then let your players roll dice on it. And it just seems like it's like a little, you know, a dice catcher, like you're on a real table. Like you have a real dice tray, but it's digital. This is a great use of the objects oversizing and using them to cover at, you know, corners and whatnot. It just looks fun. Great little map. Go to export, right? Set it to small borders, so, or normal borders. So it might, you know, have a little bit bigger border, or you could set it to, like I said, the tiny border, so it cuts off a little of the outside stuff. You know, honestly, I wish I knew. I saw your post the other day, and I saw that Vecno was getting kind of situated, and then I saw all your specs and whatnot, and honestly, I don't know. Short of it just seems like your RAM and your graphics card are maybe right around, like, not necessarily the bare minimum, but just above minimum. I know we have different specs and stuff that are, you know, they're kind of like here's your minimum required specs, and I just don't know where your graphics card falls in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, you could put a grid, right, in Dice So Nice, so you tell it to only roll in this space, right? So you could just draw an outline. I have used Dice So Nice a bit. It's a really neat, oh, Dice So Nice is very fun. It's a great module, especially for free, you know? For those of you wondering, it is a dice module in Foundry. Modules are kind of like API scripts for Roll20 or, you know, expansion stuff for it. It allows you to just essentially do more with Foundry. And Foundry is a virtual tabletop that Dungeon Alchemist is compatible with. You can export your maps directly to Foundry, Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, as well as we have universal export. For a variety of other VTTs, whether you do universal VTT export, image export, or print only, you still have plenty of options with those files for many different VTTs. Okay, so let's say you wanted to have no ceiling in this map. I'm just going to put a token in. Right now, you can see the sky's blacked out. There's no light. There's no, you know, moon, no sun. If you click on the Draw Room tool, then you go to the Edit Room tab up at the top right here, right? You simply click on a room you wish to add a ceiling to or remove it, and then it shows this tab here where you can show open sky in cinematic mode or show ceiling. The ceiling, it just blacks out the sky. It's not a real ceiling at this time. It's more just an immersion assistance tool. So let's say you wanted to see the sky, you click the sky mode. Now there's a sun. Depending on time of day, it could show a moon. So essentially, like I said, Draw Room tool, Edit Room tab, click the room. You got these two options for now. Alrighty, let's move on to another map. No problem. Here, actually, I was going to show something earlier. So, you were asking earlier, Highland, how we add more pictures, right? So, if you click on your Dungeon Alchemist tab right here, like you click on it, just left click on it, it'll bring up, you know, the store community page. Essentially, you can look at discussions. So, we've got our forum, right? Or you could click the workshop tab. Man, I hit 900 hours, dang. Workshop. And inside of workshop, you can browse others' files just like we have been throughout the stream through Dungeon Alchemist, but it's actually a little bit more streamlined going this way. Alternatively, you can look at your maps. So if you click your files on the side here and click files you posted, it'll show all of your maps, right? And you can actually go through and let's say you have more images or screenshots on your computer. You can upload them here. So you can click on this map and you can edit the title and description, edit images and videos. So let's say you have other images you want to add. You can add, remove contributors. So if you did a collaborative effort with another builder, like I know you and Geronimo just did a build, you can add Geronimo as a collaborator or vice versa, and then it shows you both as collaborators on this one map. And both of you can make updates to it as well. So that's how me and Sack worked on it together. We added each other on Steam. He added me as a collaborator, blah, blah, blah. You can allow comments. You can edit links. So if you have a Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and you want to get people to notice your, your other channels, you can link these ones specifically on Steam. This is a limitation of Steam. You can also put comments in the description if you have like a Ko-fi or a Patreon and in the comments themselves. So but anyway, you can see stats, how many people have visited it. You can subscribe, favorite, even give awards. So the awards, I love giving awards to ones that I feature as Dam of the Day, but I'm quickly running out of points. I'll usually just throw about 300 points their way as a little congratulatory, hey. So after you've submitted your map through Dungeon Alchemist to Steam Workshop, you can then, come into Steam, go into the workshop tab and really kind of do a lot more. Like I said, comments, add links and information. You can, like I said, add more images, even videos if you want. So it's a great way to expand. Now, as we've said here, I have done this before on a map of my own where we've added more images. So myself and Sack did this on the Sanderson Sister Cottage. And as you can see here, there are many, many images on it. We set this as the primary image where you could see, the Sanderson sisters in it, and then went through and Sack got some brilliant screenshots. I've got a few as well, and we just kind of each contributed our own screenshots. So that's a great way to expand what is available. Currently, when you're browsing via Dungeon Alchemist, you only see the first shot. I think, Carl might expand that with time, but you can definitely add more information and content to the workshop folder. Oh, for sure. Definitely. Feel free. And I think it actually supports videos as well. So you could probably even do like short clips. Here it says you can upload images up to 8 megabytes or at a Sketchfab 3D model or a YouTube video. So you can attach a YouTube video if you have one too. And, I hope this helps. This is a great, education tool for everyone with Steam Workshop. Let's browse some more maps. And Virgil's mega map, just the top here. Let's see here. Let's actually go to most recent again. I love most recents. They're my favorite. I always try to look at them. Let's take a look at this one that Smash Bear made. Smash Bear, you still here? Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh man, those are skulls? You went through and really spent some time putting those bad boys out. Holy cow. Did you put something circle in here as a template to kind of keep the shape? Because you held a really good shape over a huge size. Looks great. This definitely looks like a sacrifice pit or like a sky burial pit. For those of you that aren't familiar with sky burials, they're where you just are like kind of left in a big kind of open air space at like the top of a mountain or in a big open valley, and they let birds just kind of come and rip you apart and take all your flesh and whatever and carrion, and that's how you are, you know, dispersed. Anyway, it is very interesting. Is there some information behind this? I guess I should have read it, huh? Right? Oh my gosh, I thought it was stones too. From Curse of Strahd. So that's the only information on this. Got it. I'll give it a thumbs up. This is a big boy map. Reopen it. Even though we're in it. Probably going to cause like an infinite loop. You know? That is a lot of skulls, man. Holy cow. Ah, interesting. Hag. Oh man, every time I just think of that movie from, or that scene from not Shaun of the Dead, the other one, Hot Fuzz, where he like is talking to the old lady at the hotel. She's doing a crossword and he's trying to help her, but also calling her a hag at the same time. This is cool. Very beautiful map. And these rocks are super scaled. Go down into the drone cam. Yeah, you just would add them as a collaborator through the Steam, you know, like app. You do want to be friends on Steam before you gotta do that, so you can add them as a collaborator. So basically, you friend each other on Steam. Once you've done that, one of you would post the map in private, and then or set it as friends only, either or, and then you add them as a collaborator, and essentially they can download the version of the map. What I would do if you're collaborating with someone is make sure you work diligently to make sure one of you is only working on the map at a time. So that's what I and Sack did, is one of us would work on it, upload the other variant to each other. We actually just used the Google Cloud, but you could use Steam Workshop as well. You update your variant to the, you know, to Steam Workshop, i.e. you download the latest version that let's say you are working with Geronimo. Geronimo puts it in, you download the latest version, work on it. So you browse it, download it from Steam Workshop, work on it. Because you're a collaborator, you should be able to see it under your published maps. So you would open it, open said map, work on it, and then click Steam Workshop, and then update published map. And then it wouldn't show up until you made it public, i.e., you know, whatever. No, Smash Bear, seriously, that was a beautiful map. Sorry, I kind of got distracted and opened a different one because it was the only way I could do that. But seriously, thank you for your contributions today. It looks like you put like 10 different maps up. I appreciate it very much. Scroll down here and take a look. Take a look, take a look. Look at this. CT on Bow put his information on the screenshot, so it's like a lot more informative. Red Brand Hideout, Lost Mind of Fandelver. So you've got the information in the title as well as the imagery. He obviously changed the image, so you can do that as well. Take a look at this. Magic Gone Awry by Elric. This looks interesting. Oh, dang, Smash. Thank you so much. Whoa. Someone was doing some damn editing. Oh, Hachi Machi, this map is crazy. Looks like the Upside Down to a degree. There's just like lots of weird gravity things going on, or it looks like the like an like the plane that maybe like the Ghostbusters would go visit or something to go fight like a demon or something. You know, I have no idea. This is crazy though. It's intense. Elric, holy cow. Lots of little details. Whoa. I really love these. Oh, this is impressive. And as a top down, I mean, there's a lot going on here. It's a big map. Um, so what I would recommend is you start your map in grasslands because you have the most brush options when you're in grassland. Secondly, uh, they always try to add new brushes and terrain brushes with each update. However, the terrain brushes will likely be themed around snow and caves. So I don't know if they'll be having any foresty ones for now, but I would recommend if you want the most expansive option for building a forest to use um the terrain brushes under grasslands and then combine that with the object brushes that you have for nature and rocks, etc., to set up more nature in tandem. Because these brushes here, the object brushes, allow you to quickly generate environmental mood and decorations in seconds. You can set the brush size and density. You can erase things. There's a ton of different object brushes, and we're adding more with each update. Gotcha. So you're going for fall thematic stuff. I mean, there's a few. Yellow broadleaf forest tends to have, and then we have the autumn cover here. So, yep. As you can see, there's many different brushes. And, I mean, prior to this update, there was only like a handful of brushes, like 5, and now there's 20, and the next one, I'm sure there'll be more. I mean, I've only seen a little bit of it, and it's what Vim shared in our Discord and socials, and it showed the snow brush, painting on top of surfaces, including ground and tables and trees. So I would imagine there's kind of a vectorized plane that would be recognized as the top of this surface where it can cover it with snow if it's exposed to the brush. Isn't it, NS man? It's really cool. I see you say so. You have a good one. A double space single door. I think there are some bigger ones that kind of take up more spaces. They're varied all throughout. They range from 1 to 3. So like that's definitely a double. You can tell. So you just kind of have to go through, look at arches and doorways, and see if there's one that'll work for you. Unfortunately, they're not divided by their size, and it's kind of hard to tell until you actually just take it and place it. So that one's a double. That's 2 squares. I can tell just by looking at it. So some, yeah, you're gonna want to. So essentially, You want a double door that fits in a single door space is what you're looking for, right? Just to clarify. Man, that's a good one. I don't know if those exist in our palette or not. I don't think they do. So you want a single door that fits over 2 spaces. And it's not a double door or a French door. It would just be one huge big door over a double space, just to clarify. Okay. You know, I'll add that on here on the list and see if there's anything coming. I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately. So you want the door to be 5 feet. Okay. No, you want the door to be 10 feet, but a single door. $10-foot, 2 space, single door. I want to make sure I write this down right. I'm currently having to use GIMP to add snow effects. Oh man, Highland Lass's snow effects are really cool. She shared a few of them on in our Discord. It's awesome. Very, very cool. Gosh dang it. I swear, I don't know my own commands. There we go. If y'all aren't in our Discord, make sure you join. Also, while we've been talking here, I would ask if you have any maps that you haven't already, please submit them to our Steam workshop. No matter how big, no matter how small, we're trying our best to get